It's the Skunk Bucket Podcast.
Hey, Woody here, Woody Shay. How we doing?
You hear oh shit in the air. You hear oh shit. It's usually game over.
Yo, my dream pants would be the Drink Sexy pink pants because it reminds me of Shamrock.
Okay, that's why. Oh, what's up, everybody? We are back for the Skunks Pod revival. We're gonna call this Ep 1 for now because we're just gonna start over. You can do that in life. You know, if you like don't like how the first thing turns out, you can just like scrap it and like totally start over, and that's cool. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, what's up? We're here with obviously your boy Chan Plant and Donnie.
It's your boy Donnie. Got you doing? That's how you doing?
How
we
you
got
doing?
a special guest from Parker Fair.
Not one, but two. Two
Awesome
special
human beings, Leigh and Tayler. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Crazy days. We're coming live here from a long Thursday from everyone. Everyone's getting off work.
A very hot Thursday. It was a scorcher.
At least here in New Hampshire. Are you guys here still on the East Coast, or you guys traveled elsewhere?
East Coast, New York.
Nice.
And Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey.
Oh,
Fun.
we gave you the Ja Rule intro because I'm from New York. Go Yanks. Go Yanks.
Nah, I mean
Mad.
socks? No, that's me. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, as you guys know, Skunks Pod normally follows all things snowboarding, skateboarding, rollerblading, other obscure action stream sports. Yeah, skiing.
A little bit of everything, mostly boring.
A little bit of that. Primarily, we're going to talk about a little bit of snowboarding today. We're wrapping up the 2023-2024 winter season. Good season, if you ask me. I thought it was pretty good. Definitely better than last year. Although I'm not saying the snow is better, but the vibes were better, and I had a good time.
We honestly didn't get enough snow. I mean, up north. Loon and Killington and Maine, they saw like Sugarloaf, Sunday River, they saw a decent amount of snow this year. Yeah. Manchester and McIntyre, we didn't see that much. Yeah. But we made a lot of snow. We got through the season. We had a good time.
Facts. As we're all snowboarders here from like different levels, different lengths of snowboarding, I would just kind of like to start out like how did you guys get introduced to snowboarding?
You want to go first?
Sure. I started skiing when I was 7. My dad learned how to ski in like my mom's backyard. It was like a field, so they waited till like my brother was 5 and I was 7, and they started us skiing, and I wanted to snowboard, and I'm like probably older than everyone here, and so that was like snowboarding was pretty new, so they were like, hey, we can't teach you how to do it, and who knows if it's going to be around. So I started skiing first, but I kept always wanting to be a snowboarder, and so that was just like what my family did. Like we went every weekend growing up. Didn't really have a choice, and then I switched over snowboarding, and I worked at a mountain, and it just became, that was like what we did every weekend, whether we had a choice or not, and I still do that. I like don't know how to not do that. Yeah.
Nice. A little forced recreation, never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But I had very similar vibes in the backyard, sort of just like somebody's like, here, you can borrow this thing for the afternoon, just have fun, figure it out if you want to. And yeah. No, that's awesome. Tayler, what about you? How did you sort of get into this crazy world?
So I was really young at the time. I was 4 years old, and I had a family who lived in the Poconos. So they had a house that we would go, like my whole family would go to, and we would go skiing and snowboarding when we were there, and we had this communal board that everybody in my family kind of rode and learned on. So it was my turn to learn on that, and I never, like, I was 4 years old. I never wanted to take the lift, nor did I have my cousins or brother take the lift with me. They didn't want to ride with me growing up. So I would hike up the hill, and my aunt would hike up with me sometimes, and we would just get to a point off in the side, strap in, and there I would go, like, try to learn how to ride. Like, obviously started off on the bunny hill, but then would progress on to the Black Diamond, and yeah, kind of went from there. Black Diamonds in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's sick. No, I love the determination. Just like, I don't care if nobody's going to be out here with me. I'm going to do it because I love to do it. And I mean, I think that's really kind of like why people should do what they want to do in the first place. Follow your passions. But no, that's awesome. I mean, that I don't think a lot of people would have stuck with it. I don't think I probably would have stuck with it if no one was going to go shredding with me. But yeah. Donnie, what about you? How did you get into shredding?
Well, let me go back to Taylor. That's a nice collection of snowboards you got behind you.
Well, I was gonna actually bring that up too.
All of them.
Knife in the back, or is that not a huck knife? Kind of looks like one.
Yeah, we have. Well, it's a Burton Air. It's my fiance's dad's. One of his boards that we kind of salvaged out of the garage and got some V plates for it. So maybe get some good powder days and try to turn on an old burner, but who knows? Yeah. But yeah, we got the board library over here.
Out of all those boards there, which is your like favorite to take out on? I guess on your. It doesn't have to be like a specific day, but just like on your best day of shredding, which board would you take out there?
I mean, I guess I'll say. Oh wait, one's hiding behind me. I like my GNU Be Nice from 2019, 2018. One of my favorite writers was on that board, and like I was just like, I need to get this board, and it turns out it was one of my favorite flavors of GNU. So I take that out, and it is a ganoodle, but it's a good ganoodle. It's not like you're slipping out of your landings.
Nice.
Leigh, what about you? What board do you like to rock? What has been your favorite of all time? Don't get even from the 90s.
My favorite of all time is a Ride Fever from like 2007, and I broke it out last year. My birthday is in August, so I like never usually get to ride on my birthday. But
me too.
Oh, when are you?
The 1st.
Oh, I'm the 5th. So close.
Leos, let's go. Hell yeah.
So yeah, because we have big snow, we like planned a birthday out, and actually Taylor and my brother coordinated like a big birthday surprise for me. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, sick. Hell yeah.
And, so yeah, I like busted out the old Ride Fever. So I was like the old bindings that were on it, and they were like completely dry rotting out as I was in my parents' basement, and the stance was like full like 24 inches, early 2000s. It was great.
Nice.
But it lives on my wall now. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, it's good to hang up an old board. I think I have a 2015 Gangplank. I'm ready to just hang up on the wall, retire it. It's just decoration, but I don't think my girlfriend will let me do that.
You got to put it in that new office you got there right behind you. I feel like
it could go in the office.
You see that section of wall right there? Yeah.
But I'm afraid to just like screw it to the wall. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I'll send you the things I got on Amazon, because I have all my boards. They're like behind my computer though, and they were like $10 on Amazon. And you just screw it in, and then it just like holds your board.
Ooh, that's sick.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that's can say pretty sweet.
Not doing damage, like too much damage to the wall.
Yeah, not doing too much damage. That's always nice.
Let me ram a snowboard right through my wall right now.
So, you guys work together on this, call it snowboard collaborative competition, right? Maybe that's not the best description of it, but Park Affair. Yeah, Park Affair. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about that?
Go for it,
Wow.
Taylor. I'm doing it longer.
So yeah, I mean, Park Affair is a women's and LGBT community as well too, incorporated of getting people on hill and getting them comfortable with learning the park. A lot of the times people don't have the opportunity to have an environment where it's very welcoming and inclusive. And yeah, just getting people on hill, getting people hyped, figuring out how to like ride from like riding their first box to like front boarding their first like handrail to whatever you have, just good vibes all around. Like meet some really awesome people in the process of all that too, and kind of make a lot of friends from it and make this amazing, inspiring community.
How long ago did this start up? Was this how long has Park Affair been like a thing?
2012 was the startup, I believe. Yeah, so it's been going on for quite some time.
Do you guys mostly? Yeah, that's a long time. Do you guys mostly do stuff at Big Snow? Is that like the congregating area, or?
Kind of. It congregates in many. Leigh, do you want to speak on the ones that currently are congregated?
Yeah, so usually there's a fall one at Big Snow, a February one at Killington, a January one with you guys at McIntyre, because you're the best.
Yeah.
And then
She said it here first.
What?
I said you said it here first.
Yeah, for sure. Really the best. And then this year was the second year there's one in Colorado. Yeah, but they're like Taylor's. You've done. I always missed them because I was always away. But they used to do them at Boulder. And was there another? What did they used to do at Loon too?
Yeah. No, that's another women's camp. Maybe in the past, but since I've been around, I haven't seen one for Loon.
Yeah, I haven't seen one for Loon either. I used to ride there in high school, and I don't remember hearing of it before, unfortunately. And it was like right around that 2012, 2013 sort of.
Now, did you ladies get to ride out at Copper this year for one of the Park Affair competitions, or did you not get to make it out there because it's a trip?
I was supposed to be there, but I destroyed my shoulder the weekend before. And actually, while we were in like ski patrol, Lou, who's like also a member of Park Affair, she came down with me and she was like, okay, but Doc, like we have to go to Colorado next week. And
you're getting on that plane and we're going to Colorado.
Yeah.
And he was
like, honestly, you can't do any more damage than you've already done. So like have at it. And I was like, that is the best and worst news I've ever heard at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, as long as you can still shred, that's all that matters, right? Like you can deal with the pain, you can push through, like as long as you know you're gonna go out there and you're not gonna hurt it anymore, like well, I would do the same thing.
Spreading the stoke, okay? You're just not giving up whatsoever.
Yeah. I was on board, cave though, so I did not go. I was like, sir, I'm ready to like vomit right now. I'm in so much pain. He's like, you can go right now. And I was like,
great deal amount of pain, tearing an AC joint. What was it, like level 4? DEFCON. Yeah, like
survival rate.
Brings of death on the Xbox. Like,
out. I tore my AC, not as bad as that, like barely even a little bit, and I was out for like 6 weeks in incredible pain. So I can only imagine, like, oh, goddamn.
Yeah. It was
no, thank you.
No,
thank you.
Yeah.
Broken Blood 2024.
Smoked your wrist.
Yeah, I was gonna say Taylor had some surgery recently as well.
Granted, that day was a sheet of ice. It was an absolute hockey rink out there. Enlighten us more, because I don't even think I saw it. I just saw it. Didn't you keep riding?
Yeah, I would have, but I knew that I had to I was not stopping, to say the least, but I knew that I definitely had to take care of this. Yeah, New England gave me concrete, like they gave us concrete conditions. So yeah, I was getting ready to, like, I was feeling good on some of my tricks, and like I went to go do the same run of tricks and kind of went too fast. The minute I went off of my toes, I'm like, I need to commit to this because if I don't commit, this is gonna be even worse. And I'm like, oh, I'm hauling ass right now. And like got to the end on that, like I think it was a 4-foot, maybe short millie that we put in the middle.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I like went for a front lip and completely like landed heavier on my heels. Flipped the board out from the end of the rail, and like I guess you could say it's like the rail's 3 feet high and like my wrist is like maybe 3 feet high, 6 feet high, just kind of like boop, popped it down, and I felt it, and I was like, ooh, that was interesting. And then I kind of scurried away to kind of sit there in my head and realize like, oh yeah, no. I had like a Kill Bill moment. Yeah, I had a Kill Bill moment where I'm just like, okay, brain, we're gonna move the wrist. My brain's like, no. And then I'm like, all right, let's move the fingers. I'm like, okay, we got the fingers. All right, brain, let's do this again. Let's move the wrist. My brain's like, cannot compute. So that's when I was just like, one of the amazing ski patrol came up and saw me, and he was just like, you okay? And I looked at him and I go, I think I broke my wrist. And I got up and just walked down this sheet of ice.
Just so much of it, and that you were somehow calm.
Jeez. Yeah, those hurt though. Those hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Broken Club 2024 can say the season was off to a really fun start. Like it was like, gosh, I was having an amazing time, and then just the New England Ice Coast got the best of me.
Yeah, that Ice Coast
into the Broken Club of 2024.
Yeah,
it's a fun one, but it's a tough one to get into.
Yeah, not one that anyone really wants to be a part of. I prefer to stay out of the Broken Club for 2020.
Chan's a Hall of Famer of the Broken Club. Okay.
I know. I broke my hand. I broke my hand in a similar fashion to how you broke your wrist. But I was rollerblading and like slipped out and slipped like to the backside and came down hand first.
I was at Lynch Park in Boston, and you kept blading the rest of the day. You just were like, no.
Yeah.
They may or may not be broken. On the ride home, you're like, yeah, it's broken.
I can definitely say that's exactly what went down with me. I ended up just waiting denial. Like I'm like, oh, I'm totally going riding next week. Oh my god, all right, distracted. What?
Those were like.
She wouldn't let me not pick her up. She was like, yeah, I need attention now, so I'm sorry. But this is Kinley, this is Kiki. Say hi, baby. She's camera shy. Say what's up. Say hi. Okay, are you ready to go down now? Okay. She's my little princess. Yep. Sorry. Anyways, continue. Please continue.
No, that's a good cameo.
Yeah, how did
my cat's sitting right here. If you want to see a cat,
yeah.
Bring all the animals in.
Oh,
that's cute. Okay. My girlfriend has a black cat as well. It looks just like that.
Black cats are awesome.
He's so cute.
They have crazy amount of
Yep, stick her butt in your face, right?
Yep.
Classic. Oh yeah, all the time.
That cat's a lot going on. I like here. Like
nobody joined the Broken 2024 club, but we will
yes.
fully accept.
Yeah.
Yes.
We will fully accept, but we do not want to take admission.
No.
Open my window. It is hot as hell in there. Holy shnikes.
If you guys had to give sort of like your best tip for dealing with an injury while like all your buddies are snowboarding and you're stuck at home, what would that be? Because I know. And I've been there, like I said, and as Donnie said many a times, like I'm a reoccurring member to the Broken Bone Club, and I know it sucks. But what would you guys give out as tips as recently as you've dealt with the injuries yourself?
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
I too am a frequent member of the Broken Bones Club. Like before the season started, I put together like a crash reel video and listed like all of my.
I saw that. That was gnarly.
Brought this upon myself. I feel like posting that. But this one, I feel like I handled the best. But I think I just knew like this was like one of the more gnarly ones, but I think I was just like, there's literally nothing I can do. Like, and when it happened, I had so much support. Like it happened during a Park Affair event, like not Park Affair's fault at all. Like, but it was like so many people were there to be like, are you okay? What do you need? And like that was reassuring and making sure I was good. And I think it's just like part of it. And like we all know going in, like when we sign up for this, that like it could happen. You don't want it to. So I think I just kind of kept it in my head of like, great, I paid to play this season. And I think just the community was what helped. And I think I just tried to keep showing up for the community. Like the next weekend, I went up for a We're All Mental event at Darkside. And like I couldn't ride, I couldn't build the park, but I just was like, I'll bring my camera, and if I can shoot, I'll shoot. And I just like held it with my sling, like taped my broken thumb with my other hand, and like that's great, like probably not, but like just tried to show up and like homesick, like wasn't really riding but showed up. Like it was just for me, I think if I couldn't ride, just trying to still be a part of the community was a big help.
That's what I was gonna say, is just keeping yourself as involved as possible. Like even if you can't ride, as long as you're like there,
yeah,
present in the moment. Like, with your buddies. Yeah, exactly. And the stoke is for sharing and for spreading. So
and I think like just knowing that everyone's been there at some point is always reassuring. Like just remind yourself, like, yeah, like you might not be riding now, but like you said, like last year you were injured, you weren't in the Broken Club, and like people are down to be there to support you. Like I think just everyone gets wrapped up in like being an adult, and like maybe they don't check in all the time because like life happens, but like as soon as you're like, I'm struggling, people are like, I'm here, what do you need? Sometimes like you just get stuck in like life. And but yeah, so I think just like it's the best community, just relying on that.
No, I would agree. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Outside of that, Taylor, do you have any sort of advice for dealing with injuries and staying somewhat positive around the house while everyone's out?
Yeah, I kept kind of telling myself, like, I'm not limited. This is just a challenge that I am meant to endure right now. And, like, even though I can't write, even though I can't maybe fully drive my car with two hands, like, even though, like, I can't do, like, X, Y, and Z, like, I kind of just kept really motivated in the process and, like, stuck with it. And, like, yeah, I was like accepting the challenge, and like heck, even like the day that I broke my wrist, I'm like, I'm gonna be out here next week, and then I kind of took like more of a moment to respect my body because like I've kind of been going a lot, and what I've learned from a wise friend was your body will tell you when you want to rest. So I kind of took this as a sign of like, okay, it's my turn to rest, and like kind of hone in and focus in on that, and like like I kept very, like, oh my gosh, like what we say with the community, like people were like flooding on through and just so incredibly helpful and like checking up as well too. Like I had a really good core group of unfortunately broken friends that were all just consistently checking up on each other weekly. Like I can really like gotta thank Leigh a lot for being there for me and like helping just like us venting to each other and like getting boba tea and just kind of hanging out and like having crying sessions but having laughing sessions and just sitting on the floor for like 3 hours just chatting away and like yeah, community's amazing and like they really like I felt a huge love received from a lot of people who just kind of just been reaching out and like even during the process of like what the journey has been like people have been like really supportive of and like the small wins that like I'll post on social media, people are hyped on that. And one thing that I really want to highlight is I was in this group of when like riders that were getting ready to go and do like street stuff, and like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for a group of females that want to do street stuff, and I'm like, this is amazing. And
You're like, I'm going out regardless.
yeah, like, you know, like
You
I
just want to
didn't,
be.
yeah, like I didn't plan on going out because like kind of piggybacking what Leigh said about like not being able to do much. So I was like, I mean, I could be a moral support, but like the one thing I really like, people were talking about all the spots that they wanted to hit, and I was like loving, even though I couldn't like actually physically do or participate, like I very much enjoyed seeing what they were all wanting to, like their goals, and like hearing that they conquered them and seeing little snippets of it and seeing this like come together. And it was really inspiring to see it. And somebody like mentioned, like, you know, I was saying like, oh man, I wish I could be there. And like people were like, yeah, like, you know, like come shovel, like come out, come shovel, come out. And I opted not to, but like I was more hyped for them, and just like they're like, oh, like we're sorry we talk about it so much. I'm like, no, like you guys just don't understand. Like it's motivating me. Like it's making
I was gonna
me
say,
want to
yeah.
focus on like bettering myself, because like I was talking to like one of my friends from there, and I was like, I'm so ready for the season. Like I feel like just motivated and drive, and like just approach the season differently, and just like really just take it all in, you know, and just enjoy that.
Well, and you were saying that you were looking for like more women to do more street stuff, and it sounds like you had finally found sort of that group. So even if you couldn't necessarily ride with them right then and there, just like knowing that whenever you were good to go, like those people would be there ready to rip some street with you, you know, going forward, which is like just, I think it helps keep that positive mindset like throughout that injury process. Like, hey, I know as soon as I get back to good, like people are going to be there. I'm going to be like ready to rip, and we're going to all have, you know, a super good time together. That's dope for sure.
Patience, so much patience. Like if you want it, you'll get it. You just it'll come when it's meant to come, and I feel that so heavily.
I totally agree.
Right there.
Not easy to come back from an injury, and like the FOMO too. Like when you're sitting at home and then you're seeing everyone still out ripping, getting like sick clips, and you're like, dude, gotta be back out there. I need to be out there, and you're just like, what the fuck? But you know, like you said, you meet up with all your other friends, you still get out there, and you just don't get the ride, but you still get to be with them and watch it happen. And like you can say, oh shit, I was there for that.
Yeah, I think snowboarding too, for like a lot of us, like I didn't know how to explain it to my friends that like don't do sports where you're like are gonna get injured, and they're all like, are you gonna grow up? And like I teach high school, and like so many of my coworkers, like the first day I came in, weren't like, oh my god, are you okay? They were like, so are you done now? Like I guess your season's over. Are you gonna grow up? And I was just like, I'm sorry you don't have something you care about so much.
Yeah, are you gonna quit school? Like, are you done? Like, you gonna focus on teaching?
Yeah, and I was just kind of like, well, I'm sorry that you guys don't have anything that like you are so passionate about that like you don't.
Yeah, sorry,
like,
you're cooler than them.
But it was just like, I don't know, like I was talking about it with Soph, who's also another like one of our friends and another member of Park Affair. And it was just
so sweet. I remember it from a couple years ago.
Yeah. And we were driving somewhere, or like, and I think I was talking about with you, Tayler, and we were listening to the Jess Kamira and Dara episode. They have like a joint episode on Bombhole, and they were just like, no, like this is like one of my coping mechanisms, like snowboarding is like, and so when you get it's like a deep hole. And but I think knowing, like going into this injury, knowing that like this is one of my coping mechanisms, because when I got hurt, like I blew out my left shoulder and my right thumb like at the same time. So I was like, I have 4 fingers. So I was like, my coping mechanisms are like snowboarding and like journaling and drawing and taking pictures. And I was like, and reading. And I was like, I just lost all of my coping mechanisms except for reading. and I like panicked for a second. Like I think I was more like, oh my god, like what am I
Yeah,
gonna
because was your camera arm your bad shoulder, or was
No.
your thumb like the bad hand?
My thumb,
Oh,
but it's still like shrugging the lens up hurt. But I was
Yeah.
just
You made it work.
yeah. The next weekend, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to make this work. But yeah, my first thought was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to like a dark place mentally because like this injury just like took out all of my like coping mechanisms. And I think
Yeah.
knowing that and like knowing that snowboarding is like a place to go to like get out of your head and like and it's so bad when you get injured because like not only are you frothing to do it, but you're just like shit, like this is my time to stop thinking about life. And I think that was like the big goal to like make sure I didn't lose the community this time and just like try to be as much as I could because I was like that aspect could still be a coping mechanism even if I can't like physically put my feet in the board at the moment. But yeah, that's I feel like the hugest part when you get injured. Like not only are you like, oh shit, I want to be out there, but you're also like, shit, I need to like not think and like that's the tough part sometimes.
Yeah, totally. Donnie, you seemed like you had something you wanted to say there, bud.
2 yawns. That 2 to the yawn count.
Count them.
Count 'em.
No, I get that, like using it as an escape or like a form of therapy. Like at least when I'm anxious and or, going through like tough stuff, if I'm out on the mountain, it's almost hard to it's hard to think about anything else besides snowboarding. One, because like you are so immersed into what you're doing, like you have to be on your game, otherwise you're probably gonna get hurt. But like also it's just like it's such a surreal experience, like being out in like beautiful mountains and woods and stuff like that. And just, hi, Kiki. But yeah, no, I totally get that being like a form of therapy. When I'm out there, I'm locked in the zone.
Locked in for greatness. Davis Clark. Shout out Davis.
Speaking about the streets, do you guys have any street projects or like films or anything like that in the works?
Not after this season.
Maybe something.
No, I think I've retired from hitting street spots. I'm old.
You still like to document?
Yeah, no, I'm down to document it. I had a bunch of ideas for this winter, which mostly just didn't happen because the weather didn't cooperate.
Yeah.
But I, in the early 2000s, like hit, and then like maybe 2015 hit a street spot, and then 2021, Tayler and I were hitting street spots, and I went down hard, and that's when I was kind of like, I think I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. Again, like
one Leigh 0. You were like,
like I've paid to play, and I got a lot of street playing in.
You do have a lot of street cred. You have that photo, I believe, of Johnny O'Connor here in Manchester. Am I correct?
I have one not of him in Manchester. I have a bunch of him in like Wyndham and Hunter. Because we grew up riding together. Yeah, and then I have one of my good friend Tim. He lives out in Tahoe now, jumping off the gym roof of Wyndham High School. And we were like in high school maybe. And
roof drops are what's the word? Roof drops are underrated, honestly. The roof drops are always just
no, it's just that one's like one of my favorite photos, and it was like I was like 18 maybe. I did not jump off the roof. I just captured that. But
yeah, no, awesome to just be there and capture that moment and have like probably a legendary photo.
Yeah.
If you did an article for Torment or something, always a possibility.
Yeah.
You could feature that photo in there and just be like, look, this is what I have for my archives. Fucking insane.
No,
Yeah, solid portfolio pieces for sure.
Yeah. I have a lot of
article with Leigh, please.
I have a lot of definite blackmail from some of those guys from like early 2000s style with some fashion choices that can maybe come back.
Oh yeah.
Hey, they say history repeats itself, so.
I mean, I don't know if I'm ever gonna see John in like skin tight purple air blaster pants again, and that's fine. But I have the photos for proof from when he was like 14.
You never
Sorry,
know.
John.
Literally going back to the OG days of snowboarding when everything was hammers. It doesn't matter what sport it was, skateboarding, blading, skiing, snowboarding. Everything was hammers.
Yeah. Wild West days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when street stuff, snowboarding and skateboarding was definitely seen as like punishable by law type of, call the cops and sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So,
have we gotten the boot? I don't think we've really gotten the boot.
not snowboarding, but
Manchester's pretty chill. Manchester's got some chill spots, nice mellow spots.
yeah, skating we've gotten the boot down in Boston, but yeah, no, not snowboarding. But those are pretty low key, like public park sort of stuff. So.
Yeah, nobody's
kind of hard to get booted from a public park for like having fun, but you never know nowadays. Yeah. So as we wrap up here, we're gonna do just like one final question, and I think it's sort of fun, just like have fun with it. But what would you say is your biggest Jerry moment, either like of this last year or of all time? And like, feel free to take a second to that.
I feel like every time I go out to ride, it's a Jerry moment.
just getting off the chairlift.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys have seen me out there. I dress like a joke.
No, you got Steve. You got Steve. Nothing wrong with it.
It's the Heart Sunnies.
that's a staple for you though. I don't think I haven't seen you at McIntyre not wearing, even at Big Snow. When I saw you at Big Snow a couple years ago, I think you had the glasses on.
They bring the joy. Like, you can't not be stoked. That's gonna be like one of my next tattoos. That, and my family and I decided, because I have like a pretty gnarly bump from my AC like destruction, and I was just gonna get like not quite right tattooed on it. And my mom was like, absolutely not. We decided instead we're gonna like have a little snowboarder stick figure tacoing on my bump, so then whenever people are like, what happened, I could just like point to it and be like, that happened.
I died.
This thing, yeah.
I died, and I resurrected.
That and the onions, I think, are gonna be the next tattoo. But
Nice.
Oh yeah. How do you feel? What do you feel like most embarrassing moments snowboarding? Anything?
So I'll say it was when I first started dating my fiance. We were up at Smuggler's Notch in Vermont. And we're getting ready to get off the chairlift, and prior to that we were stuck on the Madonna chair, which is the 2-person wooden chair going all the way up to the top. And somebody pointed the snow guns in the wrong direction, so we're getting blasted with a bunch of snow. And the bottom of my board was just covered in a sheet of snow straight from the ground. It's horrible. So we're getting ready to the top, and like they're taking their time getting people off. And then all of a sudden they like look at me and they look at the bottom of my board and they go, "She's gonna stick." And I'm like, "What?" Next thing you know, I put my board down for the first time. I've never experienced anything like this before. I put my board down and I just completely like cartwheeled, like my foot stuck,
like
and I just
scorpion
cartwheeled over my board off onto the lift.
You got icicles hanging from it. It's just a frosted up fridge, just chunks of ice hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just like completely flipped right in front of Kai, my fiance, and I was just like, "Hey," like I'm like having to like scurry on out of the way, and like we took a credit card or whatever we had to like scrape it off. It's like one of the silliest ones I could think of, but it might not be that silly.
And you're like, we're not getting back on that lift.
Yeah.
Oh, no. But Smuggler's Notch rules. Great spot. Would
Yeah.
recommend. Have you been?
Some of Vermont's best powder days over there.
Do they really?
That's what I hear sometimes. I don't know.
That's what I hear from some person.
Sometimes.
I think my biggest Jerry moment would have to be when I was younger, trying to ride the mini half pipe at Gunstock back in the day when they used to have it. And like I didn't even come close to reaching the top, and my nose stuck in the side of the wall, and I was like so little that I like had to unstrap and like but we've learned since then, so it is what it is.
Big Jerry moment. I think I wore my Yankee jersey to Loon. I got chirped so hard from the lift, and then I fell underneath the lift. Of course, I think that's it. That was a failure for me.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I just rode away. I'm just like,
yeah,
I might be leaving.
Yeah.
I think mine, I was in Tahoe, like a small mountain, and they have like one of those where you get on and then it becomes like a magic carpet. And I didn't know because it was the same color as the snow. Like, why would they do that to you? So I like went to keep pushing, like thinking it was snow to like lead into the lift. And it wasn't. So, like, as soon as you hit that, you just stop. And I like, went right over the handlebars. And they had to like stop the lift. And they were like, "We got a first timer." And I was like,
"Oh, they called you out online.
First timer."
Over here.
I went back next run, and I was like, I'm not going to do that again to reclaim my dignity. So I did. I went back and I like picked up my dignity. It was still there waiting for me.
There you go.
Success.
There you go. That's all that matters.
And of course, everybody sees you in line because not only when they stop the lift, that buzzer goes off too. So it's like, okay, it was a good one, Jerry.
And then people at the bottom are wondering what's going on up top, and
it was me.
Fun times.
The lift stop. What the hell?
So my brain just turned on. I have another really embarrassing one that I just thought of.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's my first time out west, and I'm at Whistler, British Columbia, and I have never truly ridden the T-bar up until that experience. Like, I've done like the hand bar that you hold on to, like, never done the T-bar. So the guy looks at me and goes, "Whatever you do, don't sit back." And what do? I completely sit back. And I'm like waiting, I'm just sitting there like, not going anywhere. All of a sudden, like, I get pulled, but it slips out from underneath me, completely flings around, and the lift stop got so incredibly mad at me. He was like, "I told you not to sit," and I'm sitting there like, "I don't know what I'm doing." I'm like, "I'm sorry. Please don't take your head off."
You don't have to be a dick about it. Come on.
Oh, he told me what to do.
Are.
I don't blame him. The man almost got his head almost beheaded at his job.
He wasn't wrong. He did say don't sit back, but hey.
True.
He's like, "Don't sit." I'm like, "Sit? Don't sit. Sit? Okay."
Okay.
You just heard the one word and brain immediately went to that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Sit.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out, helping us revive episode 1 of Skunks Pod. Let the people know where they can find you, and yeah.
I like live on Instagram, so I'm on there. Deadly.
I'm on Instagram as well. It's Tayler Van with 2 N's.
That's Tayler with an E.
Yeah.
With an E, no O here.
No. Tayler.
No. No O, but an E.
Not
Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys for coming out. Donnie, did you have one last thing you wanted to say?
Dude.
How you doing?
Yeah, did I mention? Yeah, we started filming for Too Stanky, or did I mention that before we started?
I don't think you did.
Real good start filming for Too Stanky. Okay? If you haven't peeped Stanky, it's on YouTube. Skunk Bucket's YouTube. At Skunk Bucket. Oh my God, it's Bob from Bob's Burgers.
At Skunk Buckets on Instagram and at YouTube, if you need that.
So yeah, if you're a blader, you wanna be in the next film, Too Stanky, hit us up. We'll come film. You know, pretty sure we're gonna be going down to Connecticut soon. Mark calendars, July, I believe, July-ish.
What's up, brother?
Tall Boys premiere.
All right.
So we'll do some filming down in New Haven for that. That's gonna be another good fucking weekend.
Yeah, we'll keep dates posted for that as well. But
shout out Tall Boys, Drew and Dave.
Shout out Tall Boys. Shout out Tayler. Shout out Leigh.
I think
shout out everyone.
Now getting some fucking banging clips, maybe some last minuters for this next film I got going. I don't know what it's called yet though. But
okay. Word. I think Donnie's on his own train of thought here for.
I did hop on the
That's
train.
Okay.
We're gonna get off.
We're here. We're right on the caboose with this.
Before we wrap, we do have one quick segment left. It's going to be our Rider of the Week. This week's Rider of the Week is Shane Lynch, who was a Check the Feed Trick of the Year nominee with the disgusting 50-50 Rippy Flip Out. Check it out.
Alrighty, that's gonna do it for Ep 1, and we'll see everybody next week.
Fucking episode back. How you doing?
It's the Skunk Bucket Podcast.
Hey, Woody here, Woody Shay. How we doing?
You hear oh in the air. You hear oh shit. It's usually game over.
Yo, my dream pants would be the Drink Sexy pink pants because it reminds me of Camera.